Yeah.
We finally have it, guys. After multiple leaks, rumors, and videos that I made on it, we finally have our first look and gameplay details for the new John Wick game, and for once it actually seems like this developer truly care about their game. There's a ton of things to get into here, including the story, the locations, the fighting style, and more gameplay elements, so drop a like on the video and let's go. So we just got our first real reveal of the upcoming John Wick game, trailer, official details, and honestly this looks way bigger than I expected. Not just a movie tie-in, not just a small action project, but a full single-player AAA experience built around brutal combat, cinematic storytelling, and a massive global story. And I'm going to say it straight away, this might be the first time a John Wick game actually looks like it understands why the movies work instead of just borrowing the name. Because adapting John Wick into a game sounds easy on paper, guns, action, fighting, style. But the real challenge has always been the rhythm, the precision, the choreography, the feeling that every movement is intentional. And then from what we're seeing here, Saber isn't just making an action game with John Wick in it, they're trying to recreate the experience of being John Wick. This project is being developed as a full AAA single-player experience with a massive story that takes you across different locations around the world, and the scale already feels clear from the reveal. This isn't a contained story or a small side chapter. The developers say the game takes place during a specific period in the John Wick timeline and actually contributes to the wider saga, which immediately makes this more interesting because it's not just retelling the movies, it's expanding the universe with original material. And what really gives this credibility is the collaboration behind it. Saber is working directly with Keanu Reeves, John Wick director Chad Stahelski, and Lionsgate to build the story and overall experience. That level of involvement matters because John Wick's identity comes from its choreography, its tone, and its world building. Without the original creative voices, this could easily feel disconnected, but here the people who shape the franchise are actively involved in how the game plays and how the story unfolds. The narrative itself is built as an original script written in collaboration with the film creators, exploring a pivotal moment in John Wick's life. That alone opens the door for something meaningful instead of filler content. We're getting familiar characters from the series, but also entirely new ones created specifically for the game, which suggests this isn't just fan service but a genuine expansion of the universe. And honestly, that's exactly what this franchise needs in game form. John Wick's world is huge, full of hidden rules, underground systems, and international locations that the films only partially explore. A game can go deeper into that world in ways movies simply can't. From the gameplay reveal, the core focus is clearly on cinematic combat, and this is where the project either succeeds or fails. The developers are building a unique combat system from the ground up, specifically designed to replicate John Wick's fighting style. That means gunplay mixed with close combat, fast transitions between weapons, martial arts, grappling, and precise movement. It's not just shooting enemies, it's controlled aggression. Every move is supposed to feel choreographed, efficient, and brutal. And the footage really pushes that idea. The combat looks fast, heavy, and extremely physical. You see fluid transitions between gunshots, takedowns, throws, and environmental interactions. The violence isn't exaggerated or flashy in a cartoonish way, it's sharp and grounded like the films. That brutality is part of John Wick's identity, and the game seems committed to preserving that tone rather than softening it for broader appeal. What makes this exciting is that the developers want the player to feel like they're inside a John Wick movie. They're talking about mechanics designed to blur the line between film and gameplay, with cinematic camera work, detailed environments, and choreographed action sequences that remain fully interactive. That's an extremely ambitious goal because many games claim cinematic presentation but still feel like traditional gameplay underneath. Here the idea is that the experience flows like an action film while still being controlled by the players. If they pull that off, this could be something genuinely new for the genre. The environments themselves also look carefully designed around the franchise's neo-noir identity. The developers emphasize detailed locations filled with small visual details and recognizable iconography that define the John John Wick world. From what we've seen, the locations have that signature style, dramatic lighting, strong contrasts, elegant architecture, and a sense of controlled chaos. John Wick has always been about a hidden global network of assassins, and a game that lets players move through different regions, cultures, and environments has huge potential for variety in gameplay and storytelling. Another major element they highlighted is driving sequences, which makes sense considering how important high-speed chases are in the films. The idea is to recreate the intense vehicle action from the movies in a playable form, again reinforcing that goal of delivering a full John Wick experience rather than isolated mechanics. What stands out to me most is how focused this project seems on identity. Every system, from combat to camera design to environment construction, is built around recreating the feeling of the films. Many licensed games struggle because they try to be everything at once, but this project appears to know exactly what it wants to deliver. The promise of blurring the line between movies and games is incredibly difficult to achieve. Creating cinematic choreography that still allows player freedom is one of the hardest problems in game design. If the combat becomes too scripted, it loses player agency. If it becomes too open, it loses the precise feeling of John Wick. Finding that balance will decide whether this game works. There's also the challenge of maintaining depth across a full-length AAA experience. It's easy to build impressive action sequences for short segments, but sustaining that quality across a massive story is another level entirely. The gameplay systems need enough variety, progression, and mechanical depth to remain engaging long-term. That said, the fact that they're building a new combat system specifically for this project instead of adapting existing mechanics is a strong sign. It shows they understand that John Wick's style can't simply be copied from other action games. The overall presentation from the reveal suggests a very high production value. The animation quality, environmental detail, and overall direction feel polished and deliberate. This doesn't look rushed or cheaply produced. It looks like a serious investment in bringing the franchise into gaming properly. We've seen plenty of movie games before, and most of them fail because they don't capture the spirit of their source material. But John Wick is uniquely suited for gaming if handled correctly because its identity is built around physical action, timing, and skill. What excites me personally is how confident the project feels in its direction. It's not trying to reinvent the franchise or reinterpret the character. It's trying to translate the experience faithfully into interactive form. That respect for the source material usually leads to stronger results. At the same time, we still need to see more. We don't have a title yet, we don't have a release date, and we haven't seen extended raw gameplay that shows how the systems work over a longer period. It looks like a game built by people who genuinely understand the appeal of John Wick. And if there's one thing the action genre needs right now, it's games that focus on precision, weight, and identity instead of endless open worlds filled with repetitive content. For more on this John Wick game, like the video now and subscribe to stay tuned.